right, let's keep it going with summer. Man, there's a lot of shows. So.
This might be unpopular. Because, in retrospect, maybe I should have mentioned this show earlier.
Okay.
Arknights. Where do you stand? Because I'm already ready to backburner this shit.
You ready to backburner it? Oh, wow.
So, convince me otherwise.
I mean, okay, so Arknights, Rise from Ember, it's a continuation. I mean, this show has had, like, what? I think this is, like, the 3rd season.
Ooh, I feel like you're giving them too much credit. I think it's just the 2nd season.
No, I don't think so. No, because remember we had Prelude to Dawn. That was the first one. That one dropped in 2022. And then we had Prelude to Frost, and that's when we got to see that one chump kid. He had too much screen time. And that one came out 2023, yeah. And then now, this is like the 3rd season. So,
why is there so much? I feel like we only discussed this once.
No, we talked about it. I think we've talked about it. I mean, I'm going to keep watching the show.
Sure.
Because I'm committed, because, like, the story is finally building. Now, are there parts of it that annoy me? Like, I don't think we're ever going to find out who the Doctor truly is and why they're important and why they're the strategists.
That's like one of the main important things of the show.
I mean, I gave up on him. I was like, it's just Amiya, and even though Amiya works my nerves, she has most screen time. I know what she does as opposed to the Doctor and who they truly are. Like, I have no idea. I'm gonna keep watching because, like, the plot thickens. Like, it's getting even more real. Like, Tallulah she's that villain.
Sure.
She's handling business, but now what we're starting to see is, like, how her factions are starting to split internally. Because now we're seeing hints of betrayal. Like, W is, like, plotting with the Patriot, but the Patriot is still working closely with Tallulah. Right. But then Tallulah has also gotten wind of, like, W, like, betraying her. So I'm just like, if Tallulah knows all, does she know that Patriot is also in cahoots too? But then she's also showing no mercy because, like, the boy from the last season who's Frost, what's his name? Mephisto, the ice boy who worked with Faust all the time, he's now in the doghouse where, like, Tallulah's like send him away to, like, the camps or whatever. Like, I don't want to see, like, you know, this is the last time I'm going to see him.
Hey, she could have killed him.
She really could have. So I think she was just being merciful with him. So so I think now it's getting even more real where it's like, hey, she still has this huge thing that's happening with her faction and, like, with her, like, with this war that's going on. But then we're just starting to see how her, like, things are, like, fracturing within her group. But then we're also being introduced to even more players. And it's just like the world's still building and it's just, like, really huge. And I'm fine with that because at first they made it seem like this was only happening in a couple of towns. But, like, no, this is, like, a worldwide thing. And Tallulah's like, this is my reach. And I'm just committed to be like, who's going to win this match? I'm just committed. And then Chin, she's just like, I'll be the traitor if you need it. So, like, now there's, like, family conflict that's happening with, like, the dragons. It's getting wild. So, I'm going to keep going. But it was a little bit confusing. I will say the first 3 episodes, like, it was a bit confusing. And I had to, like, rewatch some parts because I was like, what's going on? But now I feel like I got it. I'm going to keep watching. It's just, like, the action's there. Like, they got the fights. The animation's great. The music is always strong. Intro and outro. It just fits. I'm a fan. So if you want to backburner it, you can.
Is that it?
I'm going to still watch it. So...
Is that not what backburner means?
I suppose. Because I don't know how else to convince you. I'm just like... I'm just like, the story's progressing. That's my only thing. It's like, the story's progressing. More things are happening. And I think I would be open to not discussing it if things were, like, stalling.
My sit-down reasoning is how big this season is.
Mm-hmm. It's only 10 episodes.
No, how big the summer season is.
Oh, yeah.
And it's almost like a corporation. If cuts have to be made, then it's like, okay, you know where I can see a cut being made? Arknights.
Really? I feel like it's one of the stronger shows of the season.
Wow.
It
Okay.
is. Compared to like all the other shows, yeah. I feel like it's one of the stronger shows of the season. In terms of story, action, I feel like all of it's in alignment.
We'll see come episode 6.
Okay.
These some.
I feel like it's one of the strongest.
Bold sayings.
It's not a bold saying. Like I'm just like it's up there. I feel like it's up there.
I got it. Moving on to a show that could actually be strong in the season.
Okay, picking another show.
Apocalypse Bringer, Miongra. World conquest starts with the civilization of ruin.
Now, I agree. Now, unfortunately, it's not as popular with the people, which is interesting, which is fine. But I got a synopsis. So, Takopii succumbed to illness at a young age and ended up reincarnated in a world that resembles the fantasy turn-based strategy game Eternal Nations. Not only did he reincarnate into his favorite game, but as the god who commands the evil civilization, Minogra. With Minogra's beautiful hero unit, Sludge Witch Ato by his side, not even legendary difficult race traits will stand in the way of restarting their civilization. So, this show, I mean, I like it. I feel like it's a fresh take. I feel like it's a little bit different. Normally, like, yes, we get our reincarnation stuff, like being reincarnated in the game is like pretty normal trope, but I think this is the first time I'm seeing it with a villain aspect, but where it's like actually more like fighting and more like, because like we do see like the villainous trope of like, oh, I got reincarnated as like the villainous from my favorite book or from my game, but this one's more different for me from like just like how they're going about it. Like, no, we're building our evil civilization. Like, we know what the goal is. Like, we're not trying to engage with the heroes or like the heroines or anything like that. Our goal is to like build this thing to be the baddest civilization we can and start problems. So yeah.
So my biggest thing is I want this to be a video game and I want to play it.
I would definitely, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I'm down for that story. That makes sense. I'd be open.
So, like you were saying, how it, even though this was a game, even the, I don't want to say game world, but his main go-to person.
Yeah, his henchman, his like right hand.
Henchman,
right.
Atu. Is that? She's here with us.
Yes.
And we've come to the conclusion, even though this new world is not the world we all know.
Right.
And not as his real world or not as her game world. She also realizes that they were a game. And they are like, but they understand that there are certain aspects from that world that are here, possible here. Right,
which is why I'm just like, this is a different take on it, which is why I'm excited to see where this goes.
Right.
I'm definitely excited. I like how we're building how we ended up getting, citizens, which, were dark elves, which was great. Because normally we always hear about, like, oh, the dark elves are terrible. And I'm just like, well, what made them terrible? When we first meet them, they're already, like, fleeing. They're moving from place to place and trying to find a place to settle.
They're malnourished. They were ran out of their village. We are in the accursed forest.
Yeah.
And the Dark Elves are just trying to find a land of their own so that they can settle down. They have women and children.
Yeah.
They need to take care of them. The main character, Takudo, it's interesting from other people's viewpoint. He just looks like the embodiment of pure evil. Right,
which I think is hilarious. And I was like, that's a shame, but I also like it at the same time. It adds to the mystery.
But we are a just ruler.
Yeah.
We provide them with food, the Dark Elves.
Yeah.
And there's already a legend in this world, and the legend calls him the King of Ruin.
Yeah.
And we are introduced to Gaia, who is a brave warrior of the Dark Elf tribe.
Yep.
And eventually they come back to us.
Mm-hmm.
They are like, well, did you show your gratitude to the king of ruin? There's also amongst the elder, he's like, I don't think this could be the king of ruin. Why would he give you food?
I thought that was hilarious because it was like he didn't believe it, but then he immediately believed it, and then it was like him like Moltar versus Gaia, and I'm just like, what's happening? I was like, why are you both being petty right now?
It's bragging rights. But like you said, they become citizens, and we start to build a community. I'm like, yes, this is what we need. The Dark Elves become evil beings because there's this negative zone. And if you become evil beings, which it seems like even they were hesitant at first, but if you become evil beings, then the effects of the negative zone will not affect you.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. They're just like, I don't feel evil. I was like, okay.
Oh, don't worry. That evil kicked in.
I know it did, because at first they were just like, I don't feel
kicked in real. So... but yeah, what looks to be sewage or poisonous water, it's fine drinking water to them.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I was just thinking to myself, good, we're going to be able to utilize this area.
Yeah.
And now we see that there is a priest from a oncoming kingdom. They're about to come this way. There looks to be some type of dissension within the church. This priest,
your favorite thing.
Apparently, this older guy thinks this priest is too big for her britches. So we're gonna see what happens. But I like the slow build. If this was a game,
it's necessary when you're building a civilization. It's 100%. It's not gonna be fast.
100%.
It's not gonna be fast.
It's not always fighting.
It's not, because you have to build. Like,
I want to see homes being made. I want to see.
Which is why the elves were like, "Don't you want us to go do stuff?" He's like, "Why don't we tend to the land first?"
Yeah, let's take care of this.
He's like, let's take care of this, and I was like, 100%. So
I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Next, I would say let's talk about Togen Anki. Okay. So here's a synopsis. So individuals with Momotaro and Oni blood coursing through their veins maintain a long-standing rivalry. The Oni are careless, rash, and disorderly, while the Momotaro protect the human world from the uncontrollable Oni. Shiki is a reckless and irresponsible teenager, aware of his defiance and even proud of his expulsion from school. Despite his rebellious attitude, his foster father cares about him deeply. So yeah, I'm just going to stop there because it kind of just does the whole thing. But this show took a turn where I didn't think it was going to. I didn't think it was going to end up being, because I didn't read the synopsis before watching the show.
Sure.
And so I didn't think this was going to be like a school-based show.
Yeah, you don't like those.
And I mean, I'm okay with those if it makes sense. Like, as long as it, like, in this
there's teachers.
Well, yes, I'm fine with being teachers. But no, as long as it makes sense. In this case, it makes sense because he doesn't know anything about his Oni heritage or anything like that. Sure. He doesn't know how to control his powers. So I'm just like, in this moment, he needs to go to school. That's fine. Like, if he was like, no, I'm not interested in that, and like the story continued, I'd be like 100% I'm not involved in this because that's just reckless behavior. But no, there are moments where I was like, I'm kind of on the fence with this show. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching it. Because at first, I was hoping that his father wouldn't die. Sure. But then immediately, I was like, nah, he about to die. And then 2 seconds later, he died. And so,
let me stop you there. Do you not get this weird feeling he's not dead? Because they keep saying, we've taken care of your father's body.
Right.
And it's like, let us see it. Where's the funeral? Where's our time to grieve? It's just keep being referenced that they've taken and secured the body.
I mean, that's a true statement too, because I feel like we're still learning more about who this tribe or blood or clan of Momotaro, right?
Oh,
because
well,
yeah, so I feel like that's because I'm just like, do they live really a long time? Is that all it takes for them to die? Like, I'm not really sure either. I mean, I was skeptical, but I was just like, I was disappointed that there was no direction after he died. I was like, he didn't give us no information, really. He didn't tell us where to go. Just some random person showed up. Like, he didn't account for that. So I would have wished there were more, like, guardrails in place or something. But I love the teacher. I'm gonna call him Skates. That's gonna be his name.
Okay.
And he's like, I wear skates because they efficient. Like, why else would I be wearing skates? But I'm excited for the class, like the students, like his classmates. I'm just like, okay. What's her name? She's really powerful. Like, she's one to watch. Hold on, I have to pull
Hummery?
Yeah, the one who's always apologizing. Because I knew something was going to happen. I was like, why are we focusing on this person? And I'm just like, oh, she might actually have, like, the strongest,
These
like,
groups
one.
didn't make any sense either.
I mean, yeah, because they're just, like, there were groups of 3, and then they're just like, nah, you two just going to be together. And I was just like, why? I was like, it didn't make any sense. I didn't like the game that they were going for either, so...
Like
yeah, I'm not really sure if that was the most efficient way for him to, like, figure out, like, who should keep moving forward in this. But I'm intrigued by this academy to see how many Oni they are, because they're trying to, like, build this army to go up against the Momotaro. But I don't think there are that many Momotaro at all. So, I don't know.
I mean...
I'm just on the fence about it. Like, I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep watching it because I haven't seen something like this.
It's got potential.
It has potential. It's fresh. It's different. And I mean,
I like the credits where they're all doing the dancing to some kind of TikTok dance.
And I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine. I enjoyed that. I'm not happy that Shiki is like allowed.
Yeah, he kind of falls within this whole...
the Asta thing, but he can't back it up at all.
Bakugo.
I mean, in a minute I'm going to take Asta out the group, because at least Asta's able to do stuff, because Bakugo's not able to do much. You know, I'm just tired of these loudmouth characters who can't back it up.
I did put it down, like, Shiki is just an emotional hothead. How about you calm down, get a grasp of the situation.
Yeah.
It's not hard to follow.
Really not.
Like, you know, it just didn't make too much sense. So, like you said, we'll see what happens. And yeah, they start a test. He can't transform on his own or show his horns on his own. And after he's seeing the one guy with the transform, he's like, okay, he figured it out. So I'm like, all right, cool. We clearly have the budding rivalry. When we have, you know, the guy who seems to be strong saying what you're doing here is pointless, and of course Shiki's like, you don't, and he doesn't. You don't know why I'm here.
He didn't know why he was here. And two, Jin can't say nothing because he almost died to Homore's situation. So I'm just like, yeah, you too also aren't. Yeah, I was like, you also aren't that great.
Also, if you were all that,
you would have been able to handle that.
Well, not even that. You wouldn't even need to be here at the school.
100%.
You know, and
you wouldn't be in this class.
And then the other thing is like, well, what if we kill you? Well, then, and the guy's like, well, then you can join whatever team you want. Like,
but he's just like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like no one's concerned about you.
He's like, don't just leave me in these skates. But anyways, I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna see. Also, I'm curious if the number of episodes is currently unknown. So I'm like, if this is a 24, then I'm like, I might stick around. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. But yeah.
Let's see here. Well, let's just get this over with. Takopii, Original Sin.
And this is crazy because it's got a really high score. Synopsis. So a squid-like creature known as Hoppian leaves his home planet with a desire to spread happiness across the universe. Is already red flag. He lands on Earth but quickly finds himself in danger of captivity by its inhabitants. Fortunately, he is found by an unsmiling little girl named Shizuka who feeds him and names him Takopii. Feeling indebted, he decides to do everything in his power to bring a smile to her face. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here because this one is it's just sad. This is sad. I feel like this is probably one of the saddest animes I've seen. Because I don't think this is gonna have a happy ending. Like, well, at least with Kotaro, like, he had a support system. He had people who checked in on him, who cared about him. You know, had dinner with him. You know, all the things. You know, But here, it's not looking good for the main character girl. It's not looking good for Shizuka. It's not looking good for the girl, Marina, who bullied her. It doesn't look good for Azuma, who's gotten involved. I was like, it's not a good situation for any of these kids. I don't think it's going to be a good ending for anybody. I do want to put all the girls who were bullying Shizuka in the book, Marina on down. But then when we found out what Marina's story was, right. I feel bad for Marina. But those other girls were just doing whatever to be rude. So
they're egging on. It's not like the physical aspect of the abuse.
But they're intentional with what they're doing. Like, they're getting her in trouble. I already knew that Takopii was going to be a problem. He has this rewind thing that he keeps rewinding, but doesn't really have the best control of. I feel like it's a sad and disturbing show. I want to put Marina's mom in the book.
Yes, we can do that.
I want to put Marina's mom in the book. I want to put Shizuka's mom in the book. Okay. I want to put Marina's dad, because Shizuka's mom is having an affair with Marina's dad.
So here's my understanding.
Because that's the reason that she's getting bullied, but the thing is, her mom is also not making sure that she has anything.
Hold on.
Come on, look at her clothes. Come on. She's not even trying.
Hold on.
Come on.
I understand. Do we put Shizuku's mom in the book for bad parenting? Sure.
Yes.
My only concern.
Okay.
If you look up Japanese culture.
Yes.
It's a little different than the monogamy of American culture.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the fact that whether or not they had an affair. I'm just saying this adds onto her crimes, because I'm like, the mom isn't being aware of the fact of like, hey, the person that I mess around with is like my daughter's classmate's person.
My biggest thing is it? Here's the thing that I'm concerned about.
Okay.
Who's to say she is continuing to it could have just been a once or twice. Because I'm under the impression that she is a lady of the night, or worker of the night. So who's to say that it is constantly him?
I'm not saying that's the main crime. I'm just saying that's an additional thing. I think she's bad. Like, she needs to be booked for negligence.
Okay. Let's put her mom in as a bad mother and negligence.
Okay, fine. I'm just saying, for me, it's an additional cherry on top is that.
I want Marina's mom in here.
Absolutely.
For child abuse.
Yeah, she's terrible.
And I always feel, like this. Oh boy, this just. I don't want to say something that can be taken the wrong way.
Yeah. Don't say something you can't take away.
This is a tough reality.
It is a tough reality.
Because some people could say, why doesn't she leave the husband?
That's a true statement.
At one point, it looks like the husband's ready to leave. They're going to get a divorce.
Yeah, he's asking Marina to come live with him. And
I took that as not genuine. If you want to put the dad in there...
I want to put him in there because I think he's also a bad parent, because like he because he was going to leave Marina with her mom, sure, knowing that the mom is like not kind to her and laying hands.
He does not know that.
I feel like he knows.
He does not know.
Are you sure? Because I bet you dollars and dollars when we finish this show, he gonna know. Or he knows.
I'm feeling he does not know that.
I think he has to know. And then too, from how he was acting, remember when she first came in as Takopii, that was another thing. I want to put Takopii in the book, but I don't know if I'll get the votes. But
I know he can go in the book.
Oh, okay, that's great. But yeah, because when him and the mom were arguing, and then like Marina opened the door or Takopii Marina entered the door, she got hit and ended up falling backward, and none of them really stopped or anything to check on her.
It was intense, and he said, "Look what," and she said she's okay. So,
but there's still no remorse. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And to the fact that they're okay with having her be in this type of environment. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just like, both of them are awful.
They're selfish parents.
They're selfish parents, and it's awful. Have no complaints about putting Marina's mom in there. She's terrible. I feel bad for what happened to Marina because she died. Like, the real Marina died. And Shizuka's like, thank you, Takopii. Because, like, no one was helping her. I want to put the homeroom teacher in the book because the homeroom teacher was very clear.
100% we can put the homeroom teacher.
Homeroom teacher. And then I wanted to put Azuma in the book because he was like, maybe you should tell another teacher. I'm like, everyone here is complicit. Everyone's here. I mean, you're not going to put him in the book.
He's trying to help.
He's an accomplice now. He's an accomplice in a murder.
First of all, he walked upon it.
He's an accomplice now.
He walked upon it.
Justin, that doesn't matter. He's still an accomplice.
If anything, we should be putting Azuma's mom in the book. It just seems like a lot of people are in this book.
Look, I'm glad you moved right on to Azuma's mom. Because I was like, Azuma has it rough. Hold on. Wait a minute. Azuma has it rough. I don't know why he hates his brother so much, but my thing is like, why should he keep making pancakes?
I'm just saying,
she
we're
know
jumping
he can't
to episode 3. Let me just go through as you're writing in the book.
Okay, I'm putting Azuma's mom in there. She's
episode
awful.
1. Okay. We meet Takopii, alien from the planet Happy. He's found by Shizuka. Okay.
Right.
We see all this bullying taking place, but we don't understand
why.
Like, what's going on. So, at one point, Shizuka shows up and she keeps showing up after school, hanging out with Takopii. Takopii wants to give her a gift, and it'll make her happy, but she doesn't let him give the gift. And then one day, she shows up with just a collar in her hand, and it's Choppy's collar.
Which is why I want to put Marina also in the book for this behavior. She did that on purpose.
I'm not going to lie to you. Even though she's had a rough background, I want Marina in the book.
Fine. That's you don't have to convince me. She the worst.
Because when I first saw the collar, I was like, oh my God.
Right.
If she attacked or was kicking that dog.
With those other girls, I was going to be so mad.
Right.
Yes.
But Choppy is gone for some reason. Shizuka is beat up. She asked to borrow one of the gifts, which is the ribbon.
Yeah.
And this is what I wanted to know.
Okay.
It's called Takopi's original sin.
Yes.
Now, is the original sin because he committed murder, which would be by our rules and standards, or is the original sin when he had that reminiscent about you mustn't let anyone
who's not a Hoppian
take the gifts. You must be watching, monitoring them.
Yes.
So was that his original sin?
I think that was his original sin. I think that was his original sin because he didn't really have, like, any kind of response or awareness of, like, oh, Marina, like, after what happened, he was just like, oh, okay, Marina, like, he didn't feel any kind of way. But I think he felt more grave, like, he was like, oh my gosh, this is what happens when you don't listen, and I was told to specifically monitor these beings.
So then he went looking for her.
And he found her.
And oh my gosh, she hung herself with the ribbon. I was like, this is tough. So then he rewinds time.
But then I was also confused because, like, I don't know if he actually understands how far back he's able to go.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think that could be it too. I think he was just trying to keep going back to this, but then he got to a point where he could no longer
you
go
can
back.
Go back as far as when you since it's a little camera, you can go back as far as the last image.
Right, but then it got to a point where it seemed to be like shorter and shorter, where it wasn't going back to that original moment.
See, that's fair. I was just always under the impression
like you just
a new image was being made and we just weren't seeing it since they explained the rundown.
Got it.
And then because he was helping. And it's weird because, like, he was learning of the world and then not learning of the world.
Right.
Because he was like, oh, it's like Suzuka's dead. And then he was like, oh my gosh. He was freaking out. He figured out about suicide. But then, when he was trying to help her, Suzaku is sad because she doesn't know the answer. Suzaku is sad because she couldn't eat all her lunch. Like, and
right.
it's like,
because he was like, oh, because I kept asking her for the lunch, and I think that's what he was like.
So eventually, the you know what? What do we want to call them? The mean girls.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the crew?
That's
but
what
the
I'm
mean girls
calling,
went up to Suzaku and was like, Marina wants to see you outside, and I was like, oh my gosh. So she went to the bathroom. That's when we learned about another one of Takopi's powers.
Yeah.
And Takopii became Suzaku. And she was like, don't worry, I'll go talk to her for you. That way we can be friends.
Yeah, he was like, y'all just need to talk. And then she's like, no.
When he went out there, I was like, this bullying is going too far. I felt like I was Jakia. I was like, where are the teachers?
Right.
Marina proceeded to beat the heck out of this guy.
She kept beating him up.
And it got to the point where he was like, he couldn't talk.
He couldn't.
He was terrifying. And then even though, and as the show ended, I was like, this show is intense. It's intense. Yeah. But in the future, when she wanted to talk, he was like,
I don't want to go back. I don't want to do that.
He couldn't move.
He couldn't.
And then eventually and again, learning of the world. He went yelling for a teacher, but there was no outcome.
There was no outcome.
In fact, teachers, plural. Teachers in the book.
I mean, that's fine. Teachers are in the book. That's fine. I mean, yeah.
And then, like you said, I don't mean to laugh at this.
No, it's terrible. It's crazy.
But episode 2, because we have seen Takopii stone in fear. Mm-hmm. We have seen him too scared to move after the abuse that Marina has given him. It was like an awakening. It was like someone reaching up for once, because they went off the grid, and like you said, or I guess even before that, she shows up. Oh no, he kept rewinding time to avoid Marina, because no matter what,
she kept looking for him.
Choppy kept being taken away. And then yes,
because we found out what she did was that she staged it so that Choppy would bite her and she would call the authorities, and so they took him away. And then this is another reason why I don't like the mom, because the mom was like, well, what'd you expect to happen if he was biting people? He's not going to stay with us anymore. And I was like, no sympathy, none of that. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, this mom is the worst.
I was like, she's terrible. She didn't even look in the eye when she was talking about it.
She didn't even take her home. She's like, I got work. I'll see you.
I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah, like, she's distant from her child, And then I know it, but as we go, there was a sign. It said, keep out. Like, as soon as we went to that sign, I was like, oh my God, this is about to be another beating. And I didn't want it.
I didn't either.
And Takopii, it was like he mustered up all the courage to move. And he had the only thing in his hand.
He said, not again.
He just saw that foot being kicking at him or something. Because he rose up and he struck her down with a camera. And granted, it's just a camera. I figured she would just fall. Maybe she would finally see Takopii.
Right. No.
But she was dead.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
He cracked the skull.
He did. He was just like, no more. Because he was like, just stop. And she wouldn't stop. And then Azuma came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I got episode 3 in the beginning. I'm like, Azuma follows. Because, episode 2, I mean, as much stuff happened, I just put, oh snaps, Takopii killed Marina. ... I put, Takopii was scared after that last whooping he got. And he just acted.
It's not funny, but it's true. He was really he was scarred. I was just like, man.
And it ain't over. Because like you said, Takopii now takes the form. This is what I didn't get. And first of all, Azuma cool-headed. He asked him, all right, you stinking octopus, like, what are all the toys you got? And he wanted to know what each of them did. I said, thinking. So we enlarged the capsule to put our body in it. Why couldn't we shrink the capsule?
I don't know.
Why did we do such a piss poor job of burying the capsule?
I mean, also at the same time, these kids are 8.
Sure.
So I was like, because I don't think they were expecting anyone to go searching.
Well, these kids don't know no better. Because, like,
because
Shizuka is like, how do I get away with this? She asked her, Azuma, I need your help. I was like, hey, I get
Azuma's like, you're supposed to turn yourself in. But she said, but I didn't do it. And no one would believe me if I tell them what happened. And he said, and he was like, that's actually pretty true.
And then now
because she was like, I didn't do it. And he was like, that's also
And
true.
now we're at the point what you're saying. We start to see Azuma's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Azuma doesn't like his brother, thinks that he gets whatever he wants. He doesn't need to be working. but his brother has a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
His brother is working so that he can. His brother is saying, "Hey, instead of me asking my parents for money to spend on my little girlfriend, he wants to do it himself."
And then too, I think he's also doing anything he can to not be at the house.
Well,
because that mom is like.
Well, it sounds like the mom had high hopes of how good Azuma's brother was, and that's why they're pushing Azuma the way she is. And remember the comment you had. Listen here.
She made all those
people
pancakes.
Can do a lot worse than pancakes. I might have pancakes for dinner tonight if I want to. Sometimes when I have one of late night snack, I decide to myself, Justin, you can go buy some. Justin, you can eat like an ice cream treat. Or I say, you know what? Justin, you got milk. You got eggs.
You don't make pancakes.
You got syrup. Boy, you could just make yourself some pancakes.
Look, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with pancakes. My issue is that she goes through the effort of making the pancakes before he finishes the task. And I'm just like, I was like, why even put him through that stress? It's either like, let him do it, and if he doesn't do it,
it's then the horse and the carrot.
Don't do it. But I'm just like, I was like, it's not helping.
I mean, with that being said, negligence and bad parenting also goes on her rap because essentially, I put, oh my God, she is starving Azuma if he don't pass these tests.
Yeah. And he's passing. He's just not getting the perfect score. And that's the issue. Right. So I'm just like, he can't eat because it's not 100? I was like, that's crazy.
He must be really eating lunch.
I mean, apparently.
Because you never know here.
Yeah.
It would be wild if Pancakes, sponsored this episode. But, so, but this show is just ridiculous. I get it's got a lot of... I don't
hold on. There's more here. There's more because, remember, now Takopii has become Marina. And now he's having to exist as her.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm just saying because that's a crucial part. So now it's like they're continuing with the facade of that
until they figure it out.
Until they figure it out. So I'm just saying that's a crucial part to note that hey, Marina is still in the story, but now it's gonna be Takopii who's engaging as her, and that's
all three of them be playing, maybe having fun,
and everyone else is really confused. And like the mom is like, "Why are you talking like this? It's wild. So much is happening."
Yo. Takopii came in that house just thinking, I'm about to be Marina for a bit.
Dad's having no, Dad was like, oh my gosh, you should be more upbeat more often. All this other stuff. And then soon she's like, stop talking like that. And then she was like, oh, what are you talking about? Because Dad was like, oh, that's a pretty cool way of talking. And then he leaves somewhere. And then the
abuse begins.
She just like all you see, and then I'm just like Takopii. He's just like no matter whose body he takes over.
Well, he started like, I'm sorry, Marina. He realized, he saw the family he took away. Mm-hmm. I was like, this just seems like a pretty intense
show,
dark story. Why?
I don't think it's not going to end well for anybody.
Why can't he just call help for some other happy ends?
100%.
Maybe they can revive
because it seems like I don't want to assume that they're royalty or anything, but it seems that they have a close connection with the one who runs the planet.
Maybe he could just I know he said Suzaku can't go to the planet yet. Maybe he should just go.
And be all like, hey.
He can go get an item, get some help that can help rewind this further.
He's like, I messed up. What would be wild is at the end of this, if Takopii goes home and they're punished severely for this, then I'd be like, this show was nuts.
Well, I wonder.
Because I'm just like, what happens when you break the rules?
Right. I wonder if he doesn't have any communication with them. What if they've already shunned him because it's his original sin? He broke the rule.
That could be it too.
Because I'm like, at no point have you not thought about reaching out for a SOS, asking for help? Yeah. What can I do?
That's true. That could be, he could have already been exiled.
And maybe too ignorant to know it.
Actually, that's pretty good. He probably is too ignorant to know it. Yeah, so Takopii, the question is, are we still watching this show?
I mean, we got no choice.
Okay.
We gotta see how this ends.
We have to. Alright, on to the next one. Let's go with Clevatis. Okay, so Alicia, who had dreamed of becoming a hero since childhood, is chosen by the king as one of the 13 heroes. Armed with a legendary sword, the heroes set out to defeat the demon king Clevatis. However, their recklessness triggers a terrible crisis that could wipe out all of humanity on the continent of Etsa. Now the world's only hope lies with the baby entrusted to the demon king. I love this show.
100%.
I love this show. I feel like this is one of the strongest shows of the season. There's a lot of people I'm going to put in the book, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a page ready now.
Whoa.
You don't? That's crazy. That's that.
I mean, I guess we'll see how this list starts off.
All right.
Now, I liked how the show started off with Alicia as a child asking about how small the map was.
Yes.
And, right off the back, we are taught stuff. There are 4 lords
there
of the
are 4 dark
beasts.
beasts. There are 4 humanoids. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
And they are preventing mankind from going further in the world. And chosen heroes wield weapons called regalias.
Yep.
And I have tons of questions.
Oh, absolutely.
About the regalias.
Mm-hmm.
But are any of the people in the book heroes? We have Cats, the Water Slasher. Now, at this time, they were telling us, I'm like, oh, do I need to know all these names? Foreshadowing, it seems like I do not.
Yeah, we don't. They're not important. I would say maybe one's important, but that's maybe later on because we found out that person was separate later.
Sure.
So I feel like, why was that person separate? So I'm just like, maybe there'll be a backstory as to why there. But everyone else knows. So I would say I didn't really pay any of them much attention. I was just like, who are these people? Why are we in this wagon? Then we come to find out they on their way to defeat one of the
dark beasts.
And I don't know why they started off with Clevatis first. I'm just like,
Lord of the Dark Beasts.
Right. I wonder, like, is he the strongest? Is that why y'all decided to do this? I would have went for someone weaker. I don't know. Because
maybe that must be the closest one to their little region.
I mean, listen, I would say I feel like he's the strongest one right now. And if he's not, I mean, I don't know how they can. Yeah, like that's for real. But yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't really care for them.
Clevatis, he takes people out immediately.
And I was just like, and Alicia was the only one who put 2 and 2 together. Like, hey, he's the Lord of the Dark. Like, what does that mean? Like, the shadow. They're like, how is he attacking? She's like, the shadows. Stay out of the shadow.
And then, within minutes.
Literally, I would even say seconds.
He goes to the kingdom and destroys the kingdom.
Absolutely. But he did it in a way that made sense. He was like, hey, I'm only coming down here because y'all started this. He was like, I had no intention of leaving. You all decided to make your way this way to start something for no apparent reason.
Y'all are insects.
He said, y'all came to defeat my subjects and stuff. He was like, so I'm just going to come handle it now.
And he just was like, where's the king? Like I don't need to talk to anyone. I'm like, where's the king? And then he just asked the king a simple question. And the king was like, a beast wouldn't understand. And he was like, all right, so he killed him.
He was like, if you had told me, I would have tried to understand.
Maybe some it could have been diplomatic about it.
He was trying to be very, very much so. Diplomacy, he was like, if there is a reason, maybe he was like, maybe there's something I didn't know happened.
Now, right. He could have been reasonable. Maybe a dark beast came and invaded their land without his knowing.
He was like, got it, 100%. But you were just like, you didn't say anything. And he was like, you just amassed all these people.
And then, like you said, we find out there are 5 humanoid races. The Dunes, which is the greatest in numbers. Mm-hmm. The Arknights, forest people. They're brave. They hunt and they do medicines. Mm-hmm. The Saladians, they are an aquatic people.
They keep to themselves.
Who hate all the other races.
They keep to themselves. They're like, we don't want none of this. Because we did not see a hero from that race.
At all.
They're just like, that's none of our business.
Beniti, which are the barbarians. And then was the Hedians.
Mm-hmm.
And they said was. Like, I was like, so they're all dead. But apparently, like, we start to see, like, there must have been some troops that were out and about because some people were showing up, like,
but there was also,
who did this?
Yeah, also, there's another point that they mentioned and they gave us that, so Clavates was talking about, like, hey, he was like, when was the last time I saw actual humans? And then he corrected himself. He was like, oh, these are humanoids. He said it was 1,000 years ago when I saw when they were actually humans. And so I was like, interesting. I said the world has changed.
Right.
Got it 100%. So I'm like, oh, I was like, cool, we're getting information. Love to see it.
100%.
Love to see it, yeah.
Cervantes listens or takes the word of this one Hedian. So he takes the baby so that the baby can show him something down the road.
Because, like, he was on a warpath. He was like, I'll just take everybody out now.
Right.
He said, I can just destroy all of the countries or all of y'all little groups, and then we'll just be done with this matter.
Yeah.
But then he was like, all right, I'll give this, this one will show me whether or not y'all need to be spared. And he got to it.
So then he goes ahead, brings Alicia back to life.
Yeah.
With his dark, mature, I'm going to just treat it like some type of dark energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I thought the same as Alicia. Whereas we start the walk, because he's like, okay, we need to find a wet nurse. Take care of this baby from crying, feed this baby. And then out of nowhere, like, we see some bandits, and I'm just like...
put them in the book.
Oh, gosh. Out of nowhere, Alicia sees these bandits, and she's like, these poor fools, they're as good as dead. And one clubs Cervantes, and knocks him out, and she's like, what?
I thought that was great. She's like, what are you doing? He was like, I have to live as a human. So he said, I can't be a Dark Lord. He said, could I have defeated them? Absolutely. But that's not what we're doing.
Man, they knocked us out. I was like, this is some bull. So we meet the bandits. They are called the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ravens have somehow captured a troll. And are we putting the Ravens in the book because of how they treat regular people, how they treat kids, or how they treated Nail?
Everybody. I mean, what do you...
Everything and above. Okay.
Everything. And, it was once they treated... I mean, Nail was the final thing. I was like, why would y'all do this? So,
they've been abusing them for years.
For years. So, the whole town, the bandits, is just... it's awful. I don't... Or the... And I want to put the new bandit leader... Sure. Separately in because he's just awful. He's just awful. Yeah, so it was interesting. So like, we're engaging with more people of the world. I feel like Clavates is like, hey, this is not building y'all's case at all whatsoever.
Well, he doesn't care. He's just like I need to take care of her. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm just it'll pass like a brief moment to me because he's like, I'm gonna see her become queen, and then I'll know if she's able to convince me or not.
Right.
So, and he's like, that time is like a blink of an eye to me. So it's like it doesn't matter. And like I like Alicia, she throws like we figured out that these creatures that are in the deep. Mm-hmm. The bandits are so low down, you can add this to their thing, where they tell people that you can be free if you're able to dive down.
That was terrible.
And get that regalia. And, she realizes, and she's like, yo, like, I'm going to start killing these fools. Like, because she's like, they start speaking telepathically after she cuts the bridge. She falls to her death along with one of the, I'm just going to call one of the big three of the bandits that be capturing people. And then he's just like, hey, I'm busy. You take care of it. Like. He's
like, I'm trying to get a wet nurse. Like, I'm focused, like, on the task at hand.
So, she leads him to the scaffold as she's trying to outrun him. And she brings the scaffold down. And I'm like, genius. Yeah. Like, it's feeding time for all these things down here. And since she's supposed to be, quote unquote, basically dead, she steals her heart. She's in a barrel. And she's going deep. And I'm like, that's the last thing these people want.
Yeah.
It's for us to get a regalia. Also, I'm not gonna say put him in the book, Clavantes, but hey, if you got us rolling with you, you should have went ahead and let us at least go down in the pit, and when you tossed all the regalias down there, or they had us collect some of the stones. So it's like, let us get a weapon so that we can protect this party.
I mean, 100% I agree.
Protect the baby.
I don't know. So I think it's like his end goal. Because I think if he was just like, oh, if it's just me and Alicia out in the world, we'll be fine.
Sure.
I think the bandit part wasn't something he was expecting. So he's just like, okay, we're going to move about in this way. So I don't know. So I agree he should have, but I don't think that was his intention. I don't think he was going to be like, we have nothing.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah.
Great show. Mm-hmm. Can't wait till
next episode.
Episode 4.
It's gonna be great.
100%.
All right. Shield Hero. Season 4. As it should.
Do we already have a list for Shield Hero? I feel like we do. I think we already have a list.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's in this book.
Shield
it might be.
I mean, I can because I'm like, there's no. I don't think we need to read a synopsis.
Well, no, there isn't one. It's just season 4. That's what they got, which is totally fine. No, I think for this one,
let me see. There has to be.
Yeah.
There has to be. Go ahead.
I mean, for these first 3 episodes, it was annoying, but it wasn't annoying because it wasn't good. It was annoying because now we're seeing another part of
the world.
Well, no, now we're starting to see more of like the beast people, right? The people who are the demi-humans, right?
Okay.
And because leading up in the first 3 seasons, it was always like, oh my gosh, like the demi-humans are always being treated so poorly by every other race in the world, right? And so the shield hero is the only hero that they feel like seen by, the only one that they respect, and all that. So that's how they were really building this up for the longest time, right? So now we're at a point where like, hey, we're working on our side quest with Raftalia before the next wave comes, and we have to go through to the actual like demi-human land, and when we get here, it's not what the shield hero is expecting. It's not what any of us are expecting, and there's a lot of them who I want to put in the book because I'm just like, yo, what have y'all been doing this whole time? Where have y'all been before now? It's just like a lot of them are just, and this is me like going over, we'll go more deeper into it, but it's like a lot of them, I don't trust a lot of them. They were like not listening to the shield hero. I was like, don't y'all understand? The waves are coming. Why are we procrastinating? Like, we have things to do. So for me, like, the first 3 episodes did not disappoint. It's everything we needed and more. It just added to another layer. I think it was in the previous book because we had another book.
Had to be because I feel like that daughter clearly must have been.
No, she is. I think it was. Remember, you lost the last book, so
it's or maybe okay. They're in the hate book.
They are in the hate book because you were just like, you don't put that many people in there, but her and the father were definitely in the book. I remember. Yes. Because we did put some of the heroes in there. Anyways, but now we're back. Yeah. So, anyways. Before we leave our town, our humble town, like all of the heroes are with us now. He's out there defeating people on behalf of Philo, which is crazy, which is fine, and we're just like, he'll come back when he's ready to come back. But yeah, so we're basically on our way headed to like the demi-human land. But then Philo's like, hey, the Philo Queen wants to talk to you because there's something that she wants us to look into.
Right.
And this is the part that I was disappointed in because he was like, no, we don't have time for that.
This is why my first note is, I can't stand Naofumi.
Because I was like, this is the only person in the world currently who is able to defeat all 4 heroes without any problems. And if she's literally asking you to like look into this thing.
Yeah, and she said you're
gonna regret it later. And I believe it. And I'm just like, we're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing that is just so important? We understand waves are coming. If we're being, she understands waves are coming.
I was like, out of everybody, she understands the state of the world where we're at. So I was like, why else would she let us know?
It could be a weapon. It could be something to help all the heroes.
Right.
It could be anything.
Because she didn't say that you had to take on the task. She said, I need to talk to you about something. It wasn't like you had to go out on this side quest. She was just trying to let you know what's going on.
Now, that being said, I also can't stand her. Because guess what? Instead of having riddles, you could have just told us, this is what the heck's going on when y'all were speaking mentally through Philo. And just say, this is what's going on. If you don't do this, this is what's going to happen.
Right. Look, this goes back to my problem that I had with the Philo Queen last season. Because I was like, why isn't she present when it comes to like the waves right now? I was like, she's actually someone who should be on the field with us. If the state of the world is at such a huge risk, why aren't you out here? That's one of my issues, because I'm just like,
I don't think she needs to be out there.
I think she's
meant to be a doomsday device.
That's okay.
So
I'm not mad at that.
So because of that, her thing is only meant to be balance and order. And if all the heroes get out of order, it's her task to put them down so that new heroes can be summoned. So I don't expect her to be out there in the way.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at you saying that she's a doomsday device. I'm not mad at that. I'm not. That's fine. I'll accept that.
But yes, I do not trust any of these people because yes, they have their own agendas.
Yeah.
I kept being confused with, I guess, this kingdom is just the first part of the kingdom where we're trying to go to kind of squash all this nonsense about Raftalia. And I'm like...
And that's still stupid to this day, because I'm just like, Raftalia has no connection or ties to that country. So she has no... And to the outfit that she got was from like when they went to that other world. So I'm just like, how?
I mean, unless there is supposed to be some type of noble blood in her. Or they're just treating it like an uprising. Like, she's wearing the outfit that suggests that she's going to become queen and overthrow you. But to me... It was like, why is this fox talking to the emperor saying she'll handle the shield hero? Who the heck do you think you are?
I was like, don't you understand the state of the world? That's why my biggest issue.
You're not going to handle any hero.
Yeah, because my issue is like, don't they understand what's going on and what's at stake? I'm just like, they're all impacted by the waves. So I don't understand why they're all like acted in this manner. I feel like it's just really dumb and petty. But no, going back to people we can't stand. Can't stand Werner. He was working the nerves. Like, he just was being refused. He was just being like...
Can't stand Jarlath.
Can't stand Jarlath. I was actually rooting for Jarlath at first when we first met him.
I never trusted him.
I didn't trust him. I mean, look, I did.
We're white tigers.
We are white tigers. I didn't trust him, but I was like, hey, maybe he's the one person who can actually get us out of here on our way, because he's that desperate to have us in his pocket. So I was like, cool, we'll have a way out since Werner is not trying to have us like leave. And I was just like, what is wrong with these people? It was just like,
I also can't stand that for me, because it'd be like, yo, this is your world now. You live here. You ain't no punk college student. You can be having all this attitude. Like, sometimes I'm okay with his thought process, but sometimes it's like, keep it to yourself. Just coming out blaming and be like, oh, so you're not important. That's why you weren't at the meeting with all the other people.
And I'm just like, you don't know that because you don't know the history of these people.
You don't know what the heck's going on. I'm tired of his sass sometimes. I mean, like, it's getting out of control.
It is getting out of control. It's in there.
Jeez.
It's a lot.
The queen needs to just go and slap him or something. He thinks he's untouchable. So there are times where I can't stand that for me.
Yeah, don't worry. I know. I understand. Now, as we continue onward, so, there's a lot of back and forth. There's just a lot of back and forth.
Discrimination to the white tiger twin siblings.
Right, but then we find out why, because their grandfather actually ran the entire kingdom before the four families, before they had their current system in place.
They're still ignorant. Because they lost the war, it's pinned on the white tiger clan. And
Jarlath was there.
Stinking Jarlath.
He's worse. Yeah, which is crazy. So just like a lot of back and forth. And you know who the real MVP was in these 3 episodes? It was Atla, okay? Because she said what needed to be said the whole time. She was like, y'all disrespecting the shield hero. Y'all not actually loyal.
She is wild.
She is wild, but this is the one time where she was just like, they're just like, you don't have nothing. They're like, you be quiet. She's like, I will not. And she was like, I'm going to say what I need to say.
Literally, episode 1 through 2 was just nothing about, oh yes, they honored the shield hero. And then like she would be doing the praises and all the worship.
She said, finally some people who get it. And then when they did it, she was like, she said, discernment is mine. Y'all aren't loyal. You guys don't even deserve to be here. And so, you know, I appreciate that because she actually put all of them in their place because she's like, why are y'all even questioning it? She said, if y'all supposed to be worshiping the shield hero, why are you delaying him from his task when he's asked you all to do? And I was like, this is a true point. I was like, 100%. Okay. You know, that's totally fine. And then, you know, we found out that someone was trying to poison him and I knew it was Jarlath, but, you know...
What I don't like is, okay, we saw the beast shield. Can you get to using it?
100%. But then Jarlath, he's good at shifting the tide. Because, like, he even got people, everyone was like, yeah, we're together. And then he was like, you know what? I don't even think he's the real shield hero. I said, and then they believed him. I was like, none of y'all like Jarlath anyway.
As soon as they were questioning the validity of him being a shield hero, besides the shield on my arm that won't leave, I would have been like, cool.
Let me leave.
I'm out of here.
I was like, we don't have to.
No problem.
He said, I've been trying to leave for days.
Clowns.
For days. And then randomly the elder of the Turtle Clan showed up and then everyone got quiet. I was like, why wasn't he here the whole time?
Except for Jarlath having something smart to say. I'm like, when will this end, Jarlath?
Never.
Like, you cannot be so disrespectful.
Right.
Like,
And then it got to the point where Outlaw was like, you know what? She's like, I'll cut you down myself. And then Jarlath is like, bring it in. And I was like, 100%. And then she was ready. Like, I said, yes. I said, she is Naofumi's other sword. Like, I 100% agree. I believe that. And this is the part that I didn't like. I don't trust the brother Fall to be able to handle this duel. I'm just like, let Outlaw and Jarlath, like, duke it out. Yes.
Okay.
She is.
Because that's like, I'm torn because, like, she's so young. But it's like, because of, like, the snappiness, the clapbacks, it just seemed like even she was like, even told Naofumi, like, just trust this to me. Don't trust it to my brother. She's like, I'll handle both of them.
She was just like, I appreciate it. She said, but we can't trust you with this task. And I said, you know what? She's not wrong. I haven't seen nothing from Foal where I'm just like, he is trustworthy to carry this out. Because he was just on the sidelines. And I was like, let her write the checks that her mouth is, you know, let her cash those checks that her mouth is cashing. You know, it's a whole thing. But I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm looking forward to this duel. Yeah, I'm just ready for Outlaw to be all like, I'm ready. Right. And that's all
it takes.
Yeah, that's all it takes. So, loving the show. First 3 episodes didn't disappoint. You know, there's so much that's already happening in this part of the world. And, you know, we keep going. We just keep going. Alright, what's next?
Sakamoto?
Sakamoto days. Alright, so finally, it's about time.
Okay.
The hitmen that we were alluded to last season, who are all at that restaurant, are taking action. And I'm just like, great.
Yeah.
It's about time. I love that.
These 1v1s over.
Right. And, you know, Sakamoto and the crew are like, hey, we need to go to the intel shop to find out who these people are. And I'm just like 100%. And that's what we're doing. And so we end up meeting each person on like their job. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. So I'm just like, okay. I will say I think we truly underestimated, what's his name? I gotta find his name. The one who's got eyes are covered the whole time. I think we're really underestimating him. I think he's probably one of the most dangerous ones.
Oh wow.
Apart. Yeah, apart. Because we're coming to find out later where I was like, oh my gosh, like when did he get here? Yeah, but I'm gonna be jumping, so you go ahead. But I'm gonna jump.
I mean, you can jump. To me, I just was enjoying the one like enjoying the build up. We about to go ahead.
Oh, we finally got to see more of the order.
Right.
Which was great. I said, who is this old man? Because at first they were just like...
Clearly he's the strongest.
He is. Because like he was asleep and then there was a fly. And that fly never stood a chance. Because then everyone's like, duck. And he just destroyed the car for a fly.
That's why people can't stand flies.
I don't know if that's the reasoning, but sure.
It is. Okay?
But sure.
I think to myself, like, I wish I could just spray enough stuff on me where I was just like an invisible barrier. Yeah. And then as flies want to come near me, they would die. Like, they need to just leave. So, I get it.
So, yeah, so now but I too was enjoying like the 1v1s or 2v1s. So
I enjoy more of the order.
Yeah, the order's great. Like, I'm really excited for them because they're just like, yo, we're handling business. So
and eventually they still gotta it's gonna finally be the showdown with the dude in charge.
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time.
So it's just been good.
Yeah, it's just been good. So I enjoyed the fight between Saw and and Lou and Shin, because that was pretty great. He definitely underestimated them, but it was great to find out that Lou had a higher ranking than Shin, and he couldn't believe it. And he was like, how? And he was like, oh, only when she's drunk. But we found out that she has another transformation.
Right.
It's Mafia Drunk, and I would say it's probably my favorite one. And Saw never saw that coming, and it was a pretty good fight. They just got him. I just enjoyed it, and then they tied him up, and they went to go do something else. And when we come to find out the order comes in, because Saw's escaping, he gets into a cab, and he was like, "Yeah, take me here." And he was like, "Oh, there's already another passenger in here," and he was like, "Oh, don't worry, like it's all right. Like the stop we going for, like I'm already at my stop." And he was like, "That's weird," and that was it. That was the last we saw of Saw. Yeah. And then the fight between Orogeshi and Dump was pretty good. That was like a pretty good one. I was just like excited to see the order in action because I was like, this is great.
Yeah. So the slow build of them revealing themselves, of them taking action. Mm-hmm. Kind of like last season, we kind of knew that they were going to be more involved when they showed up to handle the reindeer guy. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, hey, we're going to leave this to you, Sakamoto.
It was like, see you later. But no, I think, so then we get further on, so now it's like, you know, what I alluded to earlier where we're underestimating a part, because a part ends up like, one, he cares about his like manga, his book collection. Sure. He was just like, I can go out and take out people and still go be an active participant in society. He's like, I can do all of these things. So he ends up going back to like, you know, the lair, and he comes across the reindeer guy, and the reindeer guy was caught off guard, like, oh my gosh, like, how long have you been here? Because he was just being like, hey, we're going to have them finish themselves, because he was on the phone with like the head guy. And basically, a part tore him up while he was still on the phone. And left. And he was just like, all right. And he was like, I think I underestimated him. I said, I think we underestimated him and we overestimated the minimalist. Sure. And then we go straight to the minimalist fight. And at first, I really, it took me a minute. I said, that's not his wife. But then at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if that was his wife. But then we found out that it wasn't Sakamoto's actual wife who was there. And so, yeah. And that was like a good match too.
I guess I can see the whole sleeping on a part thing. Because, yeah, like, that's classic. They show us this group of bads. Mm-hmm. And they clearly hype up the one, which does seem to be minimalist. And then it wouldn't be surprising if the cowardly, more neat-like person is actually the strongest. So
right.
All right.
But then, you know, Nagamo put in, like, just make very quick work of the minimalist. And I was like, this was a great match.
My thing was, what if Nagamo wasn't the one who faced him?
That's why I thought it was Sakamoto's wife at first. I was just like, I wouldn't be surprised if she was like, oh, there was money in there. But no, in that moment, I like how we were going back to like the flashback with Sakamoto at the chiropractor, because she was like, no, as it stands, like Nagamo is definitely more stronger than you. Like, I don't think why you would think that you were like, she's like, you've been out of it for a while. And then two, she's like, you can't just constantly think that you're going to go back to your original size. She said, no, you need to learn how to work with your own body. And I was like, she's going to do something to him. So then Hesuke, who is always right on time and doing a great job, he ended up spotting a part, and just basically for Sakamoto to be able to be there and do their like a quick exchange and stuff. And so Sakamoto has to now learn how to fight with his actual body as it is, without resorting to like him slimming down immediately. And then the granny was like, yeah, I did something to him. And I was like, yep, she meant to do that on purpose.
He's already fought a few times without.
Yeah, like when he had to, but not in this
like,
way. Yeah.
Not to this extent.
Right. So, all in all, I'm enjoying Sakamoto days.
Sure.
I'm enjoying the show. It's a great show. All right. Next up is the greatest. It's One Piece time. Episodes. Wait a minute, I'm trying to find my One Piece notes.
1138 is the latest one.
Oh, I had 130, like 34 to 36.
Oh.
Because before that was a special. Remember, we didn't talk about the special last episode.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion. I'm really ready to put VegaPunk in the book, and I'm not sorry about it. Because I'm really questioning him and his reasonings for stuff. Because what else did he think was gonna happen? I just don't understand. Like, we got to see more of the backstory between him and the exchange about what Kuma and, like, what he would do to, like, he was like, I'm going to do this experiment on you so I can heal Bonnie. And he's like, okay, fine. But then once Saturn caught wind of it, he's just like, no, Saturn, that's way too cruel. And I was like, well, what did you think was going to happen? So that's what, and I'm like, is he forgetting who he's actually, like, working with? Like, these aren't people who are sentimental, who actually have empathy or care.
It's ignorance.
Yeah, and so I'm just really
He's just under the impression, just because you love science doesn't mean the government is so fascinated with science.
Right, that's what I mean. So that's why I'm like, if these are the people that you're working with and you know this is how they are, why are you constantly, like, bringing them these ideas where now your creation is now about to be used as a weapon of war, and that's not what your original intentions are. I just think
they had already had a plan to have a weaponized military, but now it's just that Kuma would be the makeup for it. So that's why I'm like, okay. But to me, it's just interesting. You jump to VegaPunk when the clear option should be Alpha is trash.
Well, no, Alpha's trash too. I'm just saying, like, from all of this, from what we've seen so far in the Egghead arc, I'm just saying this for me really takes the cake. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with the shenanigans. I'm just like, because I'm like, this is what happened years ago, and now we're like in real time, present day time, and I'm like, and you're still moving in this way. So I'm just like, I'm really starting to question why he does what he does. Like, it's starting to get on my nerves now. I'm just like, I thought you would have learned already from, because like we saw like Egghead before and how it wasn't as developed as it is now, present day, and I'm just like, do you truly actually care? Or would you have continued to keep working with these people in this capacity for you? I don't know. So for me, I'm just like starting to get to the point, I'm just like, VegaPunk, what are you truly trying to do? Like, are you really just trying to pursue science and it's like everyone else be damned? Like, because that's what it's coming off as. Right. And I'm just like, but he's trying to hide under the guise of like, no, I care about like the Revolutionary Army and all this other stuff. And I'm like, no, you don't. I was like, the thing, I mean, yeah, so I don't know. For me, I'm just like really starting to be like, am I team VegaPunk? I'm not team VegaPunk anymore. Before, once upon a time, I was. But now I'm just like, no, I'm not a fan of this person. That's just me. He'll have to do a lot to redeem himself.
I feel like I'm not much of a fan because there has been hardly no growth / interaction with Franky and VegaPunk.
Absolutely 100%. Because this was supposed to be the arc that was going to be like.
Why are we going to Egghead Island?
Right.
Seeing all these things, and I haven't seen Franky change, modify, or do anything.
Because I'm like, because now because I'm just like, okay, I get it. Now we're changing. We're like, now we're learning more about the role of like Bonnie and who she actually is and all that other stuff. And I'm like, cool.
Confused about these time frames. So we see Kuma was watching Luffy training.
In the forest.
In the forest. I thought that was Shabo, the 2 year when he separated him, but he didn't have the scar on his chest. So I was like, okay, so this is him being 16.
Yeah, before he sets out.
And then we find out in 1136 how Bonnie sets out to sea the same time Luffy beats Arlong.
Yeah.
But she's still 9.
Yeah.
We eventually, he tells, she's supposed to become 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, okay, I guess all this was 2 years.
Well, I don't even know if she's 9. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she's older than 10.
No, I don't think she's older than 10. I think she was younger than... Because that was my other question. So I'm just like, was her age thing a lie that we told people? To be all like, did Kuma know how old she truly was? So that people are just like, oh, when she turned 10, and making them think like, hey, like the government, everyone else think like, hey, she only got 2 more years to 10. Or did he really know that she's not actually 10? And or not actually 8, but maybe she's like actually 5, actually 6.
But she said 10, that was the other thing. Because then the lie extends to her.
Right. A lot of but they've been consistently lying to Bonnie this whole time. So that's my thing. Like it has to be believable in that way because I'm just like the 2-year time skip was a whole thing.
It's throwing me off, but the other thing is even if it was all previously a lie.
Yeah.
Why would Kuma leave a message with VegaPunk to tell Bonnie happy 10th birthday? Because at that point you could have let that have been the truth.
Well, he can, but here's the thing. VegaPunk hasn't, this also goes back to me, like, I don't really trust VegaPunk. Because, like, VegaPunk's the one who actually knows Bonnie's true story. But he never made an effort to actually engage or find Bonnie to deliver stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, it was his job to give the message to her. But he wasn't, like, focused on being like, oh, it's her 10th birthday
doing science.
Right, so like time is
definitely... You can put him in the book.
Right, because I'm just like, time is definitely like moved and passed with him doing his experiments. This isn't going to be
popular.
Okay.
The town that Kuma is from.
Okay. I feel like the old lady is MVP. Like, she got her out to sea, though.
Oh, that's interesting. The Sober Kingdom.
The Sherbert Kingdom, yes.
They can kind of go in the book.
Why?
Can we just got done putting people in the book about bad parenting.
Yeah.
Why is this stupid town telling a 9-year-old girl to go out to sea? I just don't like that logic, Jakia.
Well, I think considering what's going on... Well, we can also...
We don't know if she... Yeah, well, Alpha should have been in that book.
Well, I don't think
in Bright Red. That's why when I say that Alpha is trash.
Well, no. Well, my thing is this. I don't think they wanted her to go out to sea because they're just like, hey, I think they realized... She even said it. She said, hey, it's strange that Kuma hasn't sent you any kind of communication.
Well, and the granny told us the truth. Right?
And she told... Right, but that's what I'm saying. So they're just like, hey, something has happened to him. So... Your last promise with him was that you two were going to meet each other out on sea. So if you have any opportunity, if there was any way for you to engage with Kuma again, it's going to be for you to be out to sea. And you can't do that waiting here. But here's the thing: they didn't send her out by herself. It was a couple of people from her childhood friends who were they were there, and then also that other guy. So because I was
the bigger fisherman dudes who were Kuma's friends.
Because I was like when we first met Bonnie's crew before. I was like,
when they showed them again, I was glad to know that they were still with her.
They were still with her, and it was good to know they were regular people. Because at first I was like, who are these people? Like, they're not because we had those conversations about like who has a good crew, and now I'm just like, oh, they're watching her because she's literally a child that's out on sea, and she needs supervision. And I was like, that makes sense. So I feel like those people, I don't want to put them in the book because they've been making sure to look out for her this entire time.
Well, based off of your understanding,
I mean, look, I feel like they obviously, because even those people of the town are kind of like on lockdown. In a way, you know what I mean? Like, they can't really do much to help Bonnie do a lot or even try to, like, escape or leave the space. Because she was only confined to the church this whole time.
Yeah, I really can't stand Alpha.
Alpha's awful.
Yeah, she bruised her arm.
She really did. She's
trash.
But,
throwing away letters.
Yeah, I was like, it wouldn't have hurt her to read the letters. I was like, she couldn't have gone nowhere.
Well, I mean, they did say no communication.
Nah, I don't think that's fair. Because Kuma even said that he wanted to write to her. I'm like, come on, like, you're not going to give, like, I thought he was like, you can't tell her what
that
you're
just
doing.
means this is all Saturn.
He the worst.
Yes, he is. He can already be in that book.
He should. I thought you put him in the hate book. I thought you put him in the hate book. I mean, I'll put him in this book.
Put him in that book.
I'll put him in the hate book,
yeah.
I don't know how.
I think that all the elders are going to be in the hate book at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Just got to get their rap sheet together.
Okay. But yeah, so for me, right now, like, I'm glad that we're learning more about, the story and how much it's impacting things. And I'm just like, hey, Kuma's just truly an MVP and he's just that guy. But yeah, I'm really not feeling VegaPunk. Like, I'm really disappointed in him and his actions. Like, I hope he get captured. Jeez. I know he not because of who he running with, but
I mean, I hope he doesn't, so Franky can finally have the freaking growth we should have.
I mean, I don't think if they gonna get it, it's gonna happen like mid-run. It's gonna be like he's gonna be like, oh, you should modify this, this, and that, and it's gonna be really brief.
Yeah, I feel like it ain't gonna happen until we escape.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. And I'll be like, okay. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. The story's continuing to unfold. Sure. Still disappointed. Still can't stand Saturn. He the worst. VegaPunk just can't stand him. Right. I'm not too mad at, of the Admiral.
Kizaru?
I'm not too mad at Kizaru. I'm not. Because he's been, like, completely honest the whole time. To all sides. So... He said, I don't like being put in this position. Y'all know where I stand on all of this. So, even with Saturn, he was like, he said, I'm going to finish. He said, if you're going to have me defeat my friend, I'm going to at least take my time. So, chill out. Yeah. But yeah, so, I'm not mad at Kizaru. But yeah, we'll see what happens next. We'll see if they'll be able to make it out alive. Yeah, it's just rough. I don't know. But that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, then. Well, that's this week's episode of Kaizoku Uncharted.